What are these weird drafts? Yeah, well, I don't know. Anyway, guys, welcome to some more Dota casting. Remaining. This is your host, Barty Petey here, and we're going to jump into some Weplay League Season 3. Remaining. I saw that this game was just about to start, and I was about to be like, oh, I should play Dota, but I'm just doing some Firewatch editing still. So let's just do some casting Dota, because, you know, casting Dota is still a lot of fun. And I haven't done it in, like, maybe a couple weeks here, since the DC thing ended, so why not, right? So we're going to jump into it here with Shazam versus Infamous. I know who Infamous is, but I don't know the Shazam group. I saw Brax was in there somewhere on Shazam. I know who Brax is. There he is, Brax. Oh, he says stand-in. Oh, no, Shazam. It looks like he says stand-in. Anti-Mage. Okay, let's just go to the drafts, basically. OD, Oracle, Chen, Anti-Mage, Tidehunter. A very kind of maybe early game sustained with mid to late game powerhousing. Versus Tusk, Abaddon, Vengeful Spirit, Tinker, Terrorblade, a lot of early game to mid game powerhousing with low late game stability. So we're gonna get straight into the drafts here with some Weplay League Season 3 Shazam versus Infamous with mostly Intel heroes.
10
right?
seconds remaining.
I don't care anymore. We are going to go and observe while I was all the way up in the corner. Anyway, we're going to go down to the Radiant side here. We're going to go jump straight onto Terrorblade. Terrorblade being played by Greedy. Tinker being played by the stand-in of Garu. Cell being played with the Vengeful Spirit. Very nice statue. And Tusk being played by Stock. And meanwhile, the aggressive early warding, the Abaddon being played by stand-in Stinger. Meanwhile, on the Dire team, we have TC being playing the Anti-Mage, safe lane Anti-Mage. Oracle being played by Fun. It's a good name. I'm surprised that's not taken. Chen being played by Spig. Brax on the OD, and meanwhile with the hard lane is Miss as Tidehunter. Or, I mean, it could be M55 or MS5 or M5S, or, you know, just do whatever you guys want. I don't really care. Meanwhile, we're going to look at the fact that I'm looking at that lamp. It looks kind of derpy. Oh, that's the... Ah, I just bit my tongue. Ow. That's my tongue. Now my tongue hurts. Top rune. No contest here for the side of... I'm going to load up the net worth chart. No contest. What the heck?
The battle begins.
Was he gifted all of this stuff?
I was meant to have this.
Oh no, all of this stuff is actually important. Ah, okay. Well, whatever. Kind of almost screws up the beginning jump here on this wave. He's gonna mess up somewhere. It always happens at the tower. No, it doesn't happen at the tower. Looks like they're doing the same thing for the easy lane. They're having the Terrorblade block as much as they can here. And, yeah, so, looks like we're going to have the easy lane Terrorblade with the roaming Venge, which means stun's definitely going to be picked up first here against this Tidehunter. So they can actually confirm some pure damage here. Tidehunter's probably going to have to go really defensive in this lane, because he's not going to be able to get in the lane. And, in fact, Specs Anchor Smash to do exactly that. Excel, trying to get some bonus damage off of here. Now I got the hiccups. I'm gonna hold my breath. Alright, I think I did it. I doubt it though, because they're probably gonna come back. Meanwhile, with Oracle and TC up here, so Fun and TC just wrecking out the easy safe lane here. In fact, it looks like it's gonna be mostly on the side of the Dire here when it comes to how much farm priority, because the top three are, you know, Dire semi-carries and semi-supports. So, and then we have Brax versus the Tinker, which is actually going to be really hard for him, because all Brax needs to do is just right-click the Tinker, and down goes a lot of intel, which is something that, you know, early game Tinker doesn't really benefit from having low intel beginning game, especially against this OD that's just absolutely decimating it for damage here. And he's trying to prevent some farm for Brax, but it doesn't really matter. Brax is at 1.1k with the Tinker going at 1.2, or going at 1 even. Meanwhile, actually, a lot of too much diving on the side of Vengeful Spirit here, and actually goes down with even Tusk and Infamous Greedy popping the Terrorblade ultimate, and still Vengeful dies to the Tidehunter. And the merge is perfectly okay here, but they're going to trade some important tower damage here, but it doesn't really matter because Greedy has not spec'd Conjure Image, so there's not going to be that much serious damage coming off of it. In fact, TP is going to rotate back top for the Tusk here, and Stinger has also had to be really careful. Man, I'm just not looking on the map here. It's a little bit hard because I got this Jon Snowcloak on here. So, Tidehunter back in the lane, and he is going durability plus damage prevention, so then there's going to be way less last hits on the side of Greedy here for the spot lane. Despite Greedy being at 1.4k, second on the top net worth. Meanwhile, the actual first blood was spilt on the very aggressive OD in middle, but, you know, it's all good in the hood. Garo's got his bottle now. There's a Null Talisman, his Null Talisman on the ground here. And he's just going to send out the courier at 3 minutes. It's not flying yet. Yeah, meanwhile, Chen kind of getting some good decent farm here. He's at 1.2 here with this double stack on this creep wave here. And meanwhile, re-aggression on mid. Tusk trying to come in, maybe kind of gather out this Brax skill here. Axel trying to go in for a stun, drops the stun exactly. OG does go down to the Tinker, but Axel might go down to the Oracle too, and that's exactly what happens. Oracle does go down. Garo's got to be a little bit careful here. Garo goes down too. Fun just dropping both hostiles here with the Purifying Flames, just doing some crazy beginning king damage. That's that early shutdown we were talking about, very beginning of the game here, that was going to be really beneficial for the side of Shazam. Not to mention the fact that, meanwhile in the other lanes, just everyone's having a little harder contest to farm. And the Tidehunter's shutting down the Terrorblade pretty okay. It's not really too much. It's not shutting down too much despite the massive farm here. TC might be jumping onto Stinger here. Realize he has no mana. He's going to go for that last hit because Stinger knows he can get out with that Tango still being used on him here. I mean, on top of that, he's also got 2-point regen flat anyway.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Tinker specking March at this point. He's doing a really good job making sure that he can shut down the Brax wherever he can, pretty much. And that's exactly what's happening. He is going to go for Boots of Travel, probably. He's got his bottle. He's not doing Soul Ring, so Boots of Travel build is probably something short under here. The Tornado coming in from the Wind Creep here is going to actually damage Garo pretty effectively here. That's actually a really effective damage type against this Tinker here. I'm not going to keep that in mind for future games where I decide to play Chen, because that's a beautiful way to play. Meanwhile, top dropping down the really over-aggressive Abaddon. He's only level 2, playing really aggressively against pretty much everyone's a higher level than him at this point. In fact, I'm pretty darn sure everyone is. Yeah, that's true. Everyone on the side of Shazam is 5 even, with four kills going to the side of Shazam. Oracle carrying 3 of those kills, which is obviously doing really well for him. He's going to even get the courier being sent up to him. Meanwhile, a stun cast out on the Wind Creep here, actually. And Garu's just going to try and get back in the lane here, take his lane back from Brax, but it's not really going to work because, I mean, you know, he does actually go for Soul Ring. So we are going to see the Soul Ring going to eventually go into Travel Boot Tinker here. And the Cell's going to pick up the bottle here and try to make sure that they get this 6-minute rune here with Svig coming around the corner here. Maybe going to try and contest this rune. It's got 1 second left on it. They know that he's coming here. It is bottle. And out goes the wave. In fact, they do see him because the war's right here. Yeah, so mid's got a lot of aggression here. There's 3 roams on mid here. In fact, he's got to be really careful. Axel might be able to...
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, Tusk is actually in here too, trying to get some counter damage here. For some reason, Dire fortified structures. That means Terrorblade must have popped ultimate and is working on bottom here, and that's exactly what's happening. And MSS needs to be a little bit careful here, because this Terrorblade will deal a lot of early damage to you, especially since he's still like a couple minutes into that ulti here. He'll still have his ultimate for another good 2, 3, 4 times here. And you should be able to get at least 2 more illusions off and be able to deal some serious tier damage to this tower here. And that's exactly what's going to happen. This is that early game aggression coming out from Infamous here that's definitely proving more useful than anything else at this point. Not to mention, he does have a ring, so there are some little aura damages coming off there. He could have casted into his... Oh, I forgot that doesn't actually count. Meanwhile, Top's getting super dived upon here. But the Abaddon's still level 4 with the Chen and everyone just roaming up to try and get these kills. TC's just having some absolutely great farm at 2.3k, 2.3, 3.3. Now is actually Tusk is going to be jumping in. Tusk needs to be a little bit more careful here, but it doesn't matter. Axel's coming right around the corner here. And there's no swap yet. I just got a Steam message from people. And that's what happened. So, meanwhile, you know, everyone's just going to reset up here. Chen's actually taking a little bit of damage from his own. My own people! And then, yeah, so that's what's happening there. So, meanwhile, all the lanes getting some pretty okay farm here. Mid, you know, Brax, he's doing okay for farm too. Dust picked up on both sides for the teams now here. This Oracle I need to discuss here is level 6. He's got some crazy damage already and has shut down the Abaddon completely due to the fact that this roaming capability is absolutely fantastic here. 8 minutes, the first tower goes down. I believe this is only game 1, so Infamous needs to be really careful with their early to late game. Actually, no, they're completely early mid game sustain here with versus this. TC's just coming right around the corner. He's gonna get that Battle Fury pretty quick here. It's not in the courier, but he's pretty good on it at this point. They're going to try and pull out the wave here. Meanwhile, Axel trying to come back bottom to try and get some counter kill on this Tidehunter. But he's just way too tanky. He's even got Ravage spec'd at this point. So he's got 2 in his resistance and 4 in his damage curl. And then on top of that, he still has Ravage. And seeing that he hasn't lost a lot of mana here, he's still at pretty good 600 even mana. And just overall, just having a really easy time in this lane. For durability wise, he even picks up the Iron Talon, has Arcane Boots, has a Mango, and he's just doing his thing. He's doing his thing. Meanwhile, top, they scout out the pole, but it doesn't really matter. Stinger's only level 5. He's not going to be able to do much here. In fact, he's got a level right now. But there's no tower, so Stinger needs to be really careful here, because he can just get dived upon, and then just... Fun will just absolutely destroy the complete opposite of his name. He'll just not have fun. OD, healing up. They're just going to try and get a double... try to get a little cheeky kill here, but he actually picks up another salve on top of his bottle.
Bottom tower is
so that's a little bit questionable in my opinion here. Meanwhile, Tinker's trying to get some recovery farm by taking up the forest here, and he is exactly going to get that. He'll have at least a good chunk of money here. Oracle hanging out. This is where I want to ward because the Tinker's going to be just farming it up like crazy here. So we're going to get this bottom tower. Or we're going to wait till Tidehunter's done with his deal. Or instead, we might want to go on to this Terrorblade here. In fact, the net goes out onto the Terrorblade. SVG just, oh my gosh, Greedy's dropping almost immediately. Does swap with Axel, but Axel does go down here. And, you know, I mean, it's kind of okay here because Greedy's going to be able to get out. TP's going to go out. And Ravage is available. They could have done it, but it's too late. He's already long gone. And they're going to get this bottom tower in the exchange, though. And hopefully the Tidehunter should just leave so he doesn't end up getting the damage debuff. Or, in fact, I'm actually wrong. It's the Oracle that has it. And he still has damage thanks to this Fairy Fire, pretty much. Oh, no, Vengeance is actually back. Chen dropping the tower. He's actually got pretty much a full mechanism going on here. He's just going to wait for the last bit. Meanwhile, Tinker finally picking up that early game sustainability. And he's just going to go straight in the mid and just... resume his early game sustainability that he lost so early in the game. Meanwhile, you gotta be really careful here. Brax's invis behind enemy lines here could easily drop the Tusk if they wanted to. Stinger's still level 5 here. It's not gonna do good for him. Looks like they're gonna go on the Tusk here. That's exactly what's gonna happen. Tusk doesn't roll. He does roll, but drops down his totem thing, and it's gonna be on Brax, so there's gonna be an easy kill here.
6 in a row.
And Fun actually kind of screws up a good easy kill for Brax here. And, yep, down goes Stinger. He's only level 5. Ult goes out, and then stun drops. It's gone for Stinger here. He's going to have plenty of intel. He's going to have 36 stolen intel so early into the game here. At 2 and 8, this Outerworld Devourer is definitely proposing a super heavy threat against this game here. Dust actually picked up to try and get some secret aggression here. Tinker's keeping back in. Needs to be a little bit careful here because Tidehunter's right on the backside. Ravage goes down, and everyone's stunned in there. And then, oh, no Tusk Roll's going in, but it doesn't really matter because Gauru goes down. Drops actually an OD orb. Actually, nobody goes down here. Ult was dedicated, and Fun is just trying to look for that Gauru kill, and it's not going to happen. Tusk, you know, still extremely low. Tinker needs to be a little bit careful here. He's actually going to get caught out by Fun. One more right click, and he's down and out. In fact, Anti-Mage jumps in. Oh, Outer Devourer drops even Stinger yet again. Brax trying to find that Axel here, and TC just picks him up. They're gonna throw down the Tusk Totem here. It doesn't really matter. They're not going to be able to counter-capitalize off of this, especially since he's now being healed. Some beautiful plays going out the side of Shazam here. Not to mention just how powerful that this Oracle is proving to be here, with just the absolute crazy amount of healing and damage through this Purifying Flames that's just giving them the early dominance that they needed against the fact that, you know, the Anti-Mage is going to be their mid to late game dominance. Battle Fury kind of almost there. You know, just they have all the tier 1 towers down. It's 12 minutes, 10-2, and it's not really looking too good for Infamous here. It's definitely something that we're going to have to bring up, that Infamous is going to have some sort of super comeback, or, you know, maybe Abaddon should eventually actually get his ultimate here, because he's been caught out every time they could, and everyone else is just trying to help him, which that's not going to be the case here. And the Tinker really just needs to start traveling everywhere, but it's really hard with how heavy mobility and how much pushing capability that the Dire have versus the Radiant here for Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Speaking of split pushing and massive power, it's going back on bottom here, and bottom's getting pushed in. Anti-Mage has something going into the courier here, and he's going to get his last part to his Battle Fury. It's going to be shipped to him right now, not on Snail Mail, not on anything else, on a 13-minute Battle Fury with a bunch of kills on the board already, going straight to him. Meanwhile, Abaddon actually gets a kill on the OD here. They're gonna, well, yeah, there is a real kill going off here. Shazam, really low HP here, does go down to the Tusk roll. And MSS is just gonna get out, and they're gonna let this tier 1 tower down. So it's a lot of early game, just absolute domination going out the side of the enemy team here. Tinker actually travels in bot, and TC just ulti and kills him. That's pretty much it. So in exchange, you know, Tinker goes down for top tower. But meanwhile, bottom tower, a fort used as well, which was kind of not needed. TP's coming in. He's going to get out of there. And yeah, there's nothing they can really do there. So not only a wasted fort, but a dead Tinker and a bottom tower destruction. So bottom tower was obviously going to die. TC was going to kill it. There was no doubt about it. So TC, he's going for that Vladimir's. Tidehunter picks up the Blink Dagger. So he's all set and ready to go. Mechanism is up on the chin. That was actually up before the team fight. And Shazam, he's just going for that. He's actually got a Aether Lens. So that Purifying Flames is going to deal a little bit more damage here with that extra casting range. I don't know why you guys don't want to deny that tower. I mean, it's kind of low and stuff, but, you know, it's not... That's why I'm here and they're there. Brax, he's just farming it up here. The Abaddon's finally level 6. Helped him in the last team fight. And they knew it was up, and it helped them a lot, but in the end, it still didn't really matter. Axel's still level 6. In fact, there's a lot of level 6s still on the side of Infamous here. There's level 6 Tusk and level 6 Venge, and everyone is level 8 average on the side of Shazam here. So Shazam has the immediate advantage. In fact, they're already up in the forest over here. There's no wards detecting their invisibility. Blink Dagger actually picked up on OD. So something I haven't seen in a long time either. This was a build from at least a good couple eons ago. Was the Blink Dagger Outer Road Devourer, and that was when his Astral Imprisonment, you know, sapped the intel. So it was always worth it to do that. Meanwhile, Terrorblade just taking some farm where you can get it. This T-Ping top, you know, just doing some damage. He's got 1.9k. Maybe he's going straight into that Antisile, which is probably going to happen. Tinker getting some of that recovery as well on top here, so they're going to try and re-trade that tier tower. But they gotta be really careful. Stinger's actually cut out. Ultimate is down. Ravage actually jumps down straight on the enemy team here. TC just dropping everyone crazily here. Axel has a little bit low mana, but he actually restores his mana completely from that wand. And no bomb actually comes off of that. Stinger trying to kill him, but Brax is actually going to go down here. He's not going to go down here. The Terrorblade up on the high ground just granting way too much bonus damage. The OD is definitely out of here, and Fun trying to make his way out. He's going to get right-clicked. He's not actually going to get right-clicked. TC trying to get the tower with Outer Devourer still nearby. They're going to try and turn on the Terrorblade, and that's not going to happen here. Everyone's going to start TPing out, and it looks like everyone is A-OK. In fact, Chen creeps are being recalled too, and despite, you know, Chen being right there and so on and so forth, he tried to kill one of his creeps. It didn't really work. I'm pretty sure it was actually just this one skeleton, which, you know, just died anyway. So, you know, again, on the side of Shazam. They just have a lot better potential against this this game lineup here. And this Anti-Mage just dropping up some crazy farm here. Vladimir's finally picked up on Anti-Mage. So, yeah, it's just the farm coming out on the side of TC here is just absolutely beautiful and really hard to contest here. In fact, they might actually scout out Axel if Axel's not too careful here. They drop a sentry down thinking that that's where they might be, but that's not exactly where they might be. Ooh, that sentry wood is just out of range. Yeah, it is. Looks like they're gonna go for a smoke top, but Brax is pretty low HP. They're just gonna keep on healing him. And he's just gonna keep on going. He's got plenty of mana. So
Dire's middle tower has been denied.
Meanwhile, Tidehunter finally denying the middle tower. Good grief, it only took the cannon finally running up to it for you guys to actually decide whether or not we want to deny it. And yeah. So Tidehunter Blink Dagger has definitely proposed a lot more fights than the side of Infamous here. Meanwhile, actually, they gotta be a little bit careful here. TC does scout out that Stinger and Stalk are still near here. And they're just gonna go TP out, and TC's gonna farm out the bottom lane. And just get some counter farm, again, where it's needed. They're gonna go into the Manta style as well here. Tinker, in the top forest here, he's got his Blink Dagger, so he's able to actually do some heavy aggression on lanes now without being detected by Brax or anything like that. So that's good. That's good. Something that is obviously very important for them. A lot of farm. Just a lot of farm going the way of everyone here. In fact, Tidehunter looks like he might be going into that Aghanim Scepter, which actually doesn't upgrade his base ability whatsoever. It upgrades his Gush, which doesn't actually grant him any extra powers in Ravage. There's just a lot of extra push coming out on the side of Infamous here, really shutting down Brax in this top lane. Meanwhile, with Fun on the backside here. They're gonna try and get this Roshan here, and TC, they actually scouted it out. They gotta be really careful here. TC can get out, and probably will get out here. And that's exactly what's not gonna happen. TC's actually getting jumped on. Sig, just, you know, he's there, but the Chen creeps are still stuck, and they're tanking the Roshan. So he wants that to no longer be the case there. Greedy, just floating around here. There's a pause, and Terrorblade is, went poop. Terrorblade poop. Wow. Wow. Some crazy games going out and some crazy matches, and I wish that my internet would be good. So all in all, pretty good. Yeah, Axel's still level 7, Stinger's still level 8, so it's 19 minutes into the game here, and the lowest level is actually the level 8 and 9 Chen Oracle, with the comparison to level 7, 8, 8 Tusk Abaddon Venge. And, you know, MSS is actually just right off here in the corner here. They got kind of everybody here for the fight except for OD, of whom's ultimate is up. Blink Dagger will not get him there in time for a team fight if they wanted to counter-initiate off of this. Terrorblade, you know, kind of getting somewhat farmed. I think that's the booster. What? Oh, he's got a BKB. Okay. Yeah, he's going for a BKB first instead, which I guess is actually kind of agreeable here. He's only got 1k HP at level 12, and it's not really too good for him here. Stock, he's trying to go for the mech or something like that. He's got a buckler for something. Stinger, just floating around too. They're going to try and take the Roshan, but they see that the bird's in the back, and they're just going to kill the bird. The OD could get here in time. They could still get a counter-initiation kill off of this. In fact, there's going to be TP coming in. MSS is actually caught really bad here. Brax is actually getting initiated upon here. He's going to try and work his way out of here. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Meanwhile, the Courier actually goes down on the side of Radiant. 2.9k, which is all that BKB stuff for Terrorblade. So that's like actually pretty important that that Courier just died. So it was a really good snipe. They had plenty of time to figure out what they were going to do about that snipe. And they did. They got that snipe. So there's no BKB on the Terrorblade for a good 2.5 minutes here. So they could get some easy kills off the Terrorblade at any given time if they wanted to, because of that Courier kill. And, you know, that's just going to be a problem for them. Meanwhile, the top tower's getting initiated upon the TC. Everyone's going to go right back in and try and figure out what's going on here. There's no new sentries. They're going to throw up an observer ward kind of right by the previous sentry ward. They see that it was there. And Tidehunter's working on that. They're trying for sure to get this Roshan here. There's not really much they're going to be able to do about this here. EMS dropped it. And Anti-Mage picks it up. And meanwhile, Top's getting a little bit pushed in by the Terror Blade illusion that his particle effects are not on for me right now. And yeah, in fact, the one Dire Ward finds the real Terror Blade. They're like, oh, Terror Blade's actually still in our forest. If we want to do something about that. Garo is actually here as well. So what do we want to do about that? But it doesn't really matter because TC actually goes down and drops out the Abaddon on the bot lane here with this Battle Fury. He's pretty well farmed. He's pretty well farmed for how late the game is at the moment. And definitely proving worth it at this point. Meanwhile, top tower still just getting a lot of damage here from these illusions, and that's something that they're just gonna have to look out for a lot here because there's gonna be a lot of illusionary battle fights here. That's for sure. Meanwhile, there's something coming in on the courier for. Oh, okay. Well, it's just set the name of it, right? Why does it say it's an unusual breed? Whatever. TC, just having a TP come in. He can go to he can send it to the secret shop and get his point booster at this point, but he's not going to do that. In fact, he's going to lane line the creeps here. And Garu being pinged out by MSS here, and they're saying, "Oh, we can just take the stack real quick." I mean, there's no stacks, but we can take all that farm if we want to. Not happening. We're going to go and work on top now. The SFG trying to work on mid here with the Terror Blade, just trying to take out some of the recovery farm on the bottom here. So a lot of farm shutdown on the side of Shazam here. Like, they're doing a really good job making sure that the Terror Blade isn't going to be farmed, and the Tinker won't be farmed. The Tinker is actually kind of farmed. In fact, I feel like Tinker's going to be building a Dagon build, and he's like 5 gold away anyway. It would work out really well in this game, because there's not really that much durability. TC, you know, he's got the Aegis. They're going to try and go for this top tower here. And that's exactly what's going to happen. All the aura creeps coming right on in, and cross roll going out. Tidehunter trying to get some of that aggro onto stock here. And the tower goes down. So Tidehunter is actually going for the Aghanim Scepter here, and then TC is going to try and interrupt the wave here. I got a big lag spike at those 2 pickups on the side of Terrorblade here. Finally getting the courier being back up and alive here. So SNY finally there, but he's got to be a little bit careful. Greedy doesn't actually like pay attention and see that he's right there. So yeah, he's got to be a little bit careful here. Meanwhile, Greedy actually might get caught out here. Doesn't actually get caught out. Brax sees him for the split second, and Garu Tinker TP's out. Throws a couple waves up on the tower here. Links out again and is traveling on outwards. So nothing that they're really going to be able to do here. I mean, you know, again, meanwhile, Anti-Mage still just getting some beautiful farm at 14k on the net worth chart with 10k on the Terror Blade. And MSS pinging out the Tinker. He's like, guys, I've got Ravage. You can do this. Yeah, you can do this with yourself, right? That's what you're saying. He's going to TP out, and they're not going to really be able to get much potential off of it. They want to, though. Meanwhile, Brax is de-warding. He's got to be really careful here, because out goes the Tuskroll. He doesn't have Infus ready. And, man, 22 HP. He had a little bit of extra time there. Maybe they passed out that ultimate. Doesn't matter. TC jumps in and drops Tinker. Absolutely decimating with a beautiful ultimate. But they can't find the right Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage just goes straight back in the middle and farms. And, yeah. Meanwhile, TC actually tries to jump in and drop down on the Vengeful Spirit, trying to get a lot of pickoff kills here. He doesn't realize there's a DD, but there's also the SFG just sitting right there. And they want to get the net, but it's not going to be enough. He's not going to be near. Tried to convert the cannon, I think. It didn't really work. And meanwhile, they're just going to try and push up on this top here. So here comes the final base pushing here. Stinger on the wrong side of the trading here. TC still has an Aegis, and they know it's going to expire soon. So they're going to try their best and drop down TC as much as they can here. And ultimate, basically ultimate for Greedy goes down. So they lose the Centaur. They lose all the Chen creeps except for one of the tomatoes and one of the potatoes. Actually, potato actually goes down. And Aghanim Scepter finally picked up on the Tidehunter. Showed off almost immediately upon entry. Tinker just trying to get the counter farm. He is going for Dagon, so he's going to keep on trying to go for Dagon here. And OD trying to go in, but it doesn't really matter. He's going to re-travel all the time. And now he's actually traveling out. So OD's not going to be able to get that pickup kill. And, no, Fun just doing more warding. Fun was actually really good at the very beginning of the game here with those 4 kills that he got really early in the game. Like, Oracle is, like, you may think it's kind of an underestimated hero. It's not really an underestimated hero. It's actually pretty smart. Like, an Oracle is a really smart pickup. Roshan goes down. It's going to be up in another 4.5 minutes, which is going to be a really long time for this anti-mage. But he's got, you know, 3.3k, basically 3.4k in his inventory with 17k as his total net worth. It's just way too beautiful. Way too beautiful for the side of Shazam. And Chen picks up his Aghanim Scepter. He's going to just do a little trot in the middle here and then pick up one of these ancient camp groups. And he's going to pick up the Mud Golem, I think. Yeah, he's going to pick up the Mud Golem. So there's that extra, what, 15% health increasement? So that's really good, actually, for the side of Shazam. This, like, they have no general HP. So that is actually, like, super good for them. Like, super-duper good. Like you could ever imagine. 26 minutes in, it is 14-6 with 18k total net worth on the anti-mage. Meanwhile, a fight might be going out here while I'm explaining things. Doesn't really matter. Brax went into his OD orbit. He's going to blink out right when he can. It does exactly that. But SFG, you know, he's ulted, but at the same time, I think he's still going to die. He doesn't actually die here. He gets actually full health. Greedy, trying to drop down who they can. TC drops down the Vengeful Spirit. TC has yet to use his ultimate. If he could get it on anyone. In fact, the Tinker actually gets caught out here by Brax, and Garu is going to go down here. There's nothing he's going to be able to do. TC drops down ultimate. Meanwhile, they're trying to get some more counter rock farm here. Not really going to work. Travel's going back out to the base here, and everyone is just gone. The OD with the only person dropping here, and the Tinker was a perfect trade for that Oracle. So Vengeful Spirit goes down with the Tinker. In fact, they might be trying to get a double kill off of this. They actually might find Stinger, but Stinger has an escape method. The blink goes out. There's nothing they could do to do that. They were really... Maybe a basher would be nice for the anti-mage. Be able to get that first item bash, probably. You know, that really kind of bullcrappy thing where the bash gets out in the first hit. But, you know, who says, right? Who says? They're going to try and get a counter off of this with the fact that one of their high-tier pushers is down for another 15 seconds. Butterfly picked up on the anti-mage, and as soon as he blinked away, holy crap, all I heard was his attack speed. And they find that ward there, do they? No, there's actually a sentry ward placed there, so they know that there's a ward there. They're going to try and reset and figure out where to go here. Nope, they're just going to farm. Just going to farm 175 plus 111 on the anti-mage, so they're getting a lot of unnecessary farm here. The Chen, where's Chen? Just chilling. Just chilling in the middle. He's got no creeps. He's got one creep. It's the Mud Golem, actually. And it's going to go to MSS. So, yeah. I'm getting messages again. Oh, Garu, no! Yeah, there's no way Garu's going to be able to get out of that. Nope, plenty of bursts. Actually, Glimmer keep going on to Garu. In fact, Fun's going to go down here. There's too many ultis dropping on top of him here. He's just trying to get as much damage as he can out. They swap a dead hero. And meanwhile, MSS is jumping straight in. There is no anti-mage here. Actually, here he is, TC, coming right on the backside, trying to drop as much mana off the Greedy as they can here. It's not going to work. That Mud Golem just granting him way too much bonus HP here. They're going to try and reset and try and get the Tusk at least. Out goes the roll, and, you know, it's definitely going to happen here. No preventing that one, that's for sure. And that's what happens here. Meanwhile, Anti-Mage's trying to get some counter kills here. Garu is just immediately back into the fray, but it doesn't really matter. TP's out. Everyone is out and ready to go. Terrorblade back on the bottom, re-pushing again, and Tinker just going full ham. Did Tinker die? He still didn't die. That's so sad. Oh gosh, the Tinker just not even has that much HP. It just was able to get out from all of those and just didn't die. Oh man, that Tinker. That Tinker. Definitely is lucky. Lucky Tinker. So they're gonna try and get the Roshan here, and TC is just gonna go back at it. Apparently my castle got burnt down in Minecraft, so
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Roshan has fallen to the Dire.
yep. Kind of an early pipe here by the Tidehunter, trying to get some... They just want to get this bottom tower pretty effectively here, but it doesn't really matter. Shen's got enough creeps where it's just not even... Like, there goes the whole wave. Top tower, they're going to try and trade it with the Terrorblade, still just chilling right outside here. And, yep, TP back. Tier 3 Dagon, I think, picked up by Tinker? Tier 4. And, you know, TC, they're just... a little bit of lag there. And they're going to get those racks. H is still up on here. Greedy is hit by the Tide thingamajigger, but, yeah.
Seven in a row.
Radiant's courier has been summoned. Radiant's bottom barracks have fallen.
So, yeah, meanwhile, you know, TC is still trying to get... They got the bottom tower. There's no problem about that. Greedy just didn't really show that much early aggression here. They're going to go for the second tier 2 here. The Aegis is still on the anti-mage. And, gosh. Armor increased by 3, so the dragon. Base HP increased by 15%. It's just fantastic.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yep, there it goes.
Radiant's middle barracks have
TC just wasn't at all phased by the fact that there was that storm totem. They're not really going to be able to do much here. TC still has the Aegis. Just for some reason, they just don't want to fight on top of it. And he's just going to try and get as much as he can done here. They're trying to get what pickoffs they can here. They know they're not going to jump on the Stinger because that ultimate's going to be really annoying. And they found the Tinker. The Tinker's definitely going to go down here. Dagon's anyone they can find. Ulti goes down. Ravage dropped as well. Stinger ulti's out of his Ravage. And meanwhile, they've got the Terrorblade in a bind here. There's not going to really be able to do much here. But, yeah, actually they did a lot and they got out. TC blinking in, trying to kill somebody somewhere. But it's not working. TC getting countered out by his own personal self. Meanwhile, they're gonna just reset, and they're gonna reset to top tower and start working on that. The moon shard is just so beautiful for this anti-mage build, and they can't defend it. They literally just can't defend it. Stinger just getting bursted down here, but you know it doesn't really matter. Tuskroll going out, try to disable SFG, but it doesn't really matter. GG called by Greedy, and that is good game. Infamous versus Shazam. Shazam taking the victory for this much more like mid-game lineup for like how good the mid-game was. And oh look at that, one viewer has received a prize for witnessing glories. It probably wasn't me, but whatever. We'll let that roll. So, guys, that was Shazam versus Infamous with a lot of weird early aggression builds. They let the Chen free. They let the Chen free. Tidehunter was never contested for his farm, like thoroughly contested. Like the Terrorblade was never able to do anything about that. And a first item Scotty on Terrorblade instead of a Manta. Which probably didn't really help them too much. They needed more counter push against this this lineup, and they just died. So, guys, thank you all for watching while my ping fluctuates up and down like a sand reader thing. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. I need to go rebuild my castle. So, yeah, I will see you guys next time for some Dota 2 casting. This has been Party PD signing off. Hey everybody, it's Party Petey here. I wanted to know if you would subscribe to us because we're trying to reach 100 subscribers, and probably at 100 subscribers, I'll do a giveaway of a very special something. You know, the next couple weeks here, I'll be doing unboxing videos, and most likely, I'll be holding on to a good portion of those things that I unbox, and we'll probably give them away at 100. And you know, maybe every 100 or so subscribers will do more giveaways, and once we get to 1,000, it'll be the big boy giveaway. Alright, big boy giveaway. Anyway, drop a subscribe to us now and be added into the giveaways when it comes time. Other than that, have a wonderful day.